Well, any time of the year is a good time to get into positive routines, especially with the family and the kiddos. And one of that includes a financial routine, learning about finances, teaching about finances, and kids that understand the basics of finances can really learn to be independent and also carry a lot of those things later in life to help them succeed. And there are so many tools out there to be able to help families with kids of all ages. And joining me this morning to help talk about it is mom, blogger, and lifestyle expert Nicole Feliciano, joining us with some advice. Good morning, Nicole. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me today.
So glad to have you. So as a parent, transitioning kids from summer to the back to school routines, it's always a challenge, but it's also a good time to teach them a little bit about money and finances. Tell us more about how.
Sure, it's the perfect time to start talking about math literacy and managing money. So one of the easiest ways to do this is starting with some simple guessing games that teaches them to budget. So when you're at the grocery store or at the gas pump, have the kids guess what the total is going to be. This is the first step in making them aware of how much things cost. And once they know what things cost, they can start learning about setting up a budget.
And I think the biggest challenge is helping kids figure out what's the difference between a want and a need. Is that right?
You are so right. And to do this, we take things offline and we will print out one of our monthly checking statements and review it with our two teenage daughters. So in this, we'll look at things that are definitely needs, like paying the mortgage and utility bills that keep that Wi-Fi on, and then show them discretionary items like the new lacrosse cleats or having a dinner out. So those are items that are not going to appear on the budget every month, and helping them understand what is in our family budget is the first step in helping them set up their own.
It's interesting because I've heard about different ideas out there when it comes to teaching your kids. A lot of times, I remember when I was younger, I had an allowance. And I remember doing one interview where they were talking about, you know, I give my kids an allowance, but I also take out money for what they call taxes. And so, I thought that was kind of an interesting concept. But I know there's a lot of different tools out there for kids of all ages to just kind of get started. Can you talk about some of those tools that are maybe out there?
Sure. We've been using Chase products to help navigate teaching our girls about money. One of the products that we love is the Chase First Banking. You can use this for kids as young as 6. And this product is perfect for tweens and kids because it allows parents to set up controls on where and how much their kids spend with their debit cards. Now, for teenagers, there's high school checking and college checking. And these products have no monthly service fee and offer a little bit more independence for kids. They can transfer money with Zelle, they can check balances, they can make payments, all with their Chase app. And then they have the security of knowing it's still linked to their parents' account as well.
And it's so interesting these days because hardly anybody carries cash anymore and everything is online. And I feel like sometimes that creates issues when it comes to like even keeping up with how much money you have, don't have, how much you're spending. And so for kids, like how do you begin to start teaching the value of a dollar when there's really not that physical dollar, a lot's electronic these days?
Yeah, so even though things are still very digital, we rely on that good old tool, allowance. So on Sunday night, we transfer money from our account into the girls' account, and they've got to budget this money for the week. So for our older daughter, who's 17, that means paying for her gas. So she knows like the money's coming in on Sunday, and she's got to make it last for 7 days. This mini budget is the first step for them really becoming accountable and aware of their money.
Some great information, some good tools and tricks to kind of get started. And I love it's really for any age. But where can people go if they're saying, you know, I like a lot of what she was talking about, I want to find out more?
Sure. You can visit chase.com/studentbanking for more information.